This is it.
Going dash into safety. Gold card going to go in. A little bit of instant cleanse. The exhaust coming in as well. The flash coming in to extend the range of the EQ, and Humanoid will go down. But now the TP coming in as well. Arma can recommit to the fight if he wants to. Treat's backing off. It looks like just a single pick for SK.
This is exactly what I wanted to see from SK. Abuse the fact exhaust comes through, the knock-up commitment from Treat. While he comes to disengage, you can also see Gen X on the flank there, ready to help support the team. Now, at this point, SK can look to threaten a Baron. But they get baited into another fight because Mad is like, hey, Gen X is out of position, let's commit to this. And then we can see a little bit of trading back and forth. Good kill on Gen X, gets Kazi a little bit more. But when you see this choke point, this is where the engage comes through from Kaiser. It looks so beautiful, but there's no stun available. And then the moment Kazi jumps in, he realizes that no, this is not the fight for me. He kind of wanted to keep his distance at that point, use his range to his advantage. But he went for the Wombo combo, and it didn't quite pay off.
And obviously, SK versus Mad, exciting game to watch. But Karzi versus Exhaust, a nice secondary subplot here. I'm a really big fan of this one. I don't think there's a single time where he's leaped in that he has not immediately gotten exhausted by Jezu. That is so infuriating.
Oh, look at this Ballista. 304. Runance Hurricane also completed. 2 fully completed items. That is one very scary Callista.
And on top of that, now we got the rapid fire too, so setting up these picks is even easier. But as much time to the Baron, dropping slowly, the fight continuing to go through, but no, Tanks is going to grab it in the end. Karzi didn't get to the backside, but he immediately gets one shot. There is no room for this Tristana in this game. Humanoid in the back of the pit is going to leap over. The knockback is there, and SK just descending upon the Mad Lions. It is Predator versus Prey. Just another name on a list for this team as Jezu gets the triple and El Yo-Yo runs to the hills.
Wow, I thought that El Yo-Yo was going to get that steal, but SK were able to lock that one in. The ultimate going to come through from Tanks. He's thirsty for another kill. That away to safety. Another well-executed prey from SK. Really like the commitment to the Baron, forcing
coming together the matchups that matter most. Mad Lions left reeling in what was an incredibly dominant victory for SK Gaming. 3-3 tied up with the Mad Lions.
That's all I can say. I am impressed with what SK were able to do. I feel like the SK have been struggling to really showcase a clear style for what we've seen within the first 2 weeks.
Who I am. It blurs the line between fantasy and reality. Sometimes I can't tell myself from my machine. I think that's by design.
We'll take our leave and go. Down on her, a right whale bore. The captain called up hands and swore he'd take that whale. To bring us to a sea. One day when the sun is
Mad Lions from the solo lane, but it's the bot lane actually who did all the work. So talk me through the communication, the gameplay you had, and how you think.
Yeah, we definitely want to make more plays with our solo laners this game. The game was a bit too slow on top side, I think. So I guess we had to compensate on both side of it to get our jumps back. But yeah, we wanted to do more on our solo laners, but I think they played pretty well top side and played pretty defensively. And they were just trying to scale up, so I think well played to them in that sense.
Adapted and created the action yourself, which is why you get the player of the game here. Third time for you since the beginning of the LEC in 3 weeks. That's super nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Anything you want to tell about this performance and maybe, yeah, the game you had with Jesu? Because yeah, I knew him from the LFL, so I hope he's treating you nicely.
Yeah, he's treating me nicely, but I think we're really good on pair. We have a lot of fun playing together. And, I mean, for this game, I think me or him could have gone the player of the game. I think he played really well as well, so yeah, I'm happy with our progress and we'll just keep looking to improve throughout the split.
All right, waiting for these improvements then. Very promising start so far. Treat, thank you so much. More about this game, let's hear this game.
Thank you so much for a fantastic interview. Congratulations to Treat. A fantastic performance on the Jarvan. Managed to win another player of the game. 3 wins SK have picked up. Treats has been PogChamp for all of them. And we are joined by Weird Champ and for...
Nailed it.
Not a bad transition. If I liked it.
That's good.
Absolutely. I've been trying to get down with the kids. Look, it was a great performance. I was actually speaking to one of the people on air, and I was asking about the draft, and I was asking about what you thought, how the composition came together. So let's take a look at the two sets of picks and tell me what you think.
Yeah, well, I mean, right off the bat, obviously looking at what SK have put together, their top side of the map is very nimble. Like, they have a lot of globals around it, so they have ability to attack side lane. Good setup for the Nidalee as well. But I think everyone's eye was going to be caught by the bot lane, the 2v2 with the Karthus. Jarvan, that's one, good lord. And of course, and he's going to be the huge facilitator of all the engages, right? So the mid game can be carried by getting a numbers advantage and finding fights on side lanes with a Pantheon and a Twisted Fate. And then when it comes to the team fights, it's all going to be up to Treats. I thought so many of his EQ flashes set up the team great.
Yeah, I think if you're playing Kalista, that is like one of the most volatile bot matchups you can get in the game, especially with I think that Mad Lions are the ones who initiate this fight a lot, but I think that SK has adapted really well. And I think that even though they've drafted double global in mid-top, people think globals are correct. You need to do things with global sits all the game, but if your bot lane is winning, you can also use it as a defensive tool, right? So if Mad Lions send 4 people shut down SK can just use the ult to kind of match it just to defend the player rather than so I think that with having a winning bot, SK just use their tools to play defensively on their solo lanes and use their global ultimates to cover their bot lane as much.
Yeah, and it was interesting because that sort of developed over the course of the game, because even here in Treats in the interview there, he said they were looking to play more a little bit around their solo lanes in the early game. I think that makes sense. Like, Twisted Fate and Pantheon have a lot of good support for Nidalee role in the lane, but an Orange may be a little bit more difficult to gank. Maybe Trend Lane and Cleanse is here also going to be challenging, and with the early scrap from level 2 and the bot lane going the way it did, it obviously was going to bring more fun.
And I think that's the key point, right? Both solo lanes getting pushed in, but they both have a global. So it doesn't really matter if they're on the top side, this jungle can just free farm if they make a format, they hold this match and the upper hand.
Now, talk to me a little bit about some of these early picks, because coming into the game, I was anticipating, you know, the 88 and the skill, but they've got a lot of mention.
And also, every single time there was a jump in from Carzzy, it was the exhaust, right? And Carzzy himself was running the heal, and I think as far as the 2v2 goes, you almost never see 2 level 2 champions lose the 2v2 to 2 level 1 champions. And I think the exhaust was a huge factor.
Yeah, and I think after level 6, so basically